I'm going to actually go ahead now and bring, it's a little bit earlier than we would, but going to go ahead and introduce our next presenter. It's a great friend of ours. His name is Fausto Pugliese. He's an esteemed day trader and, in fact, one of the first leading day traders in the industry. Fausto has spent much of his trading career in the trenches with some of the most successful trading names the world has ever known. You probably heard his name in his book, How to Beat Market Makers at Their Own Game, Uncovering the Mysteries of Level 2. Today, this 12-time World Traders Challenge champion is laying it all on the table as he shows you something he knows inside and out from his years of experience. The psychology of a winning trader. Without further ado, let me introduce Fausto Pugliese.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'd like to thank everybody for coming. Sorry for running a little late. I just was finishing up one of my own classes that I was just doing right now. How's everybody doing this wonderful Thursday? Just want to see the chats right here. I don't know if I can see the chats right here. All right, looks like I can't see the chat, but I can see if anybody is chatting. I just can't see any questions. All right. Okay, so anyway, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Fausto Pugliese, president and founder of Cyber Trading University. I'd like to thank you all for coming, and I'm going to tell you the real truth about high-frequency trades. First, I'd like to thank MTI for having and running this wonderful event today, and once again, they always do a great job bringing a great audience. The most important thing is the reason why we do things like this, and we do the same thing also, is because 90% of your time is spent on education. 10% of the time is spent on trading. Now, obviously, a lot of you probably been hearing the big news on CNBC about this whole 60 minutes thing that's been going on. If you haven't, go on CBS and look at the show that they talked about high-frequency trades, because it was all over for a whole week. I have not seen this much news on high-frequency trades. Actually, they were talking about it again today, but I haven't seen this much news that they were talking about it every minute of the day for a whole week since the 2008 crash. Well, guess what? There's a lot of things they did not tell you. And the things they didn't tell you is what I'm about to teach you today. Now, let me just change the slide here, ladies and gentlemen. Just a quick little intro about myself, about Cyber Trading University, and then I'll go into kind of educating everyone here about what is trading and about the high-frequency trades, the real truth about it. First of all, I started a Cyber Trading University back in 1995, one of the first independent educational schools in the world that started. When I started trading, I was one of the original day traders that started. Been teaching people all over the world. Love what I do because I was one of you. That's one of the reasons. And the reason why all us educators, like everyone also in MTI and all the speakers that you have today, the reason why we loved what we do is because we know you guys need it, because we were there also. Now, over the years, ladies and gentlemen, I live here in New York, the financial capital of the world. I was trained by some of the best traders in the world. And one of the things I also helped out is I helped NASDAQ. Hold on, I have my little pointer over here. So you guys can see this. There we go. Okay. So I even helped NASDAQ come out with the ECNs that helped develop the high-frequency trades. So that's why I know so much about the high-frequency trades, because I was the one that also helped develop it. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it and how it works. Now, over the years, I became a 12-time champion. I beat every single school that I competed against at the World Money Show, Traders Expo. Maybe some of you have been there before. And over the years, I've trained hundreds of thousands of students that have taken my class over and over and over again. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, to know a little bit about Cyber Trading University, let me tell you what I'm about to teach you. I'm going to teach you how online brokerage firms make money on your order. I'm going to talk about what is high-frequency trades, HFTs, level 3, which is total view. I'm going to talk about the KISS method, okay? Keep it super simple. Stocks that we've traded, and much, much more. So is HFTs rigged? That was the debate that gets hotter and hotter and hotter. Well, is it rigged? Honestly, I really don't care if it's rigged or not. Because you know what? At the end of the day, what they're making a big deal about doesn't affect you and I. Now, they might put it on you and try to blame and say, well, they're ripping off people like you and I. Listen, I came from when spreads were 12 cents, 24-cent spreads. Remember fractions? Do you remember that? All this does is give more liquidity to the market. And when you get more liquidity in the market, you get tighter spreads. When you don't have more liquidity, you get bigger spreads. With bigger spreads, it costs you more. So some guy out there is trying to make 3/10 of a penny on me. What is that? 30 cents he's going to make on my dollar. You know what? If he's going to kill himself, let him go ahead. Does that affect you and I? Do you really care about 30 cents? No. But what you do care about is what they didn't tell you about, is that you can see the high-frequency trades. Think about it. With all this volatility that's going on, little do most people know that this data is available for you to see. But 95% of the people don't know that. And that's what I'm about to show you. But before I do that, let's talk about a lot of the hypocrites that are out there, specifically online brokers. The only people that is really affecting the high-frequency trades that are getting hurt are mutual funds, hedge funds, online brokers, because these guys are trading millions of shares a day, tens of millions of shares. So that 30 cents, yes, is a lot coming out of their pocket. But what are the online brokers doing to you personally? Okay? If you had to pay 30 cents more a ticket, is that going to change your way of looking at a stock than if you had to pay $200-300 more? Because that's what happens how online brokers do it. Let's explain to you how online brokers make money off you. Online brokers, what they do is you're sending an email to them, and they're going to take your order, and they're going to do something called payment for order flow. I don't know if anybody here knows what payment for order flow means, but basically what they're doing is they're taking your order, and they're selling it to another brokerage firm, and they're getting paid for it. They're getting rebated back. It's called rebate trading. So it's fully disclosed in the back of your account statement. And these brokerage firms are making hundreds of dollars on each trade that they send to these other brokerage firms for payment for order flow. So forget about the 30 cents. How about the several hundred that they're making on us? So forget about all of them being hypocrites. They're doing the same thing. The only person that it's affecting is them. Is it affecting you? Well, this is worse, payment for order flow, than high-frequency trades. And I didn't get to the point yet. High-frequency trades, just keep in mind, is going to help you, not hurt you. The only people that's getting hurt is online brokers and mutual funds. But let's get back to how these online brokers make money on your order. If they can't sell it through payment for order flow, goes to the market makers. From the order routing system, they're going to check and see if they have stock and inventory. Now, wait a minute. What does that mean? They're going to check their own inventory? Well, did you ever hear the phrase about dark pools? Always hear this like, it's like something like dark. What's so dark about a dark pool? Well, a dark pool, basically what it is that they're trading stock within their own inventory, meaning they're not even going out there and buying the stock at the street for you. They're actually going to sell you stuff that they personally own. Now, if they don't have an inventory, then it goes to the trading desk. That guy has a direct access system. He's going to buy it on the bid, sell to you on the offer, make the spread, and your order gets executed. Sounds like a really long process, but it is. I just did a trade on Scottrade, and I like Scottrade. I mean, I use it for my IRAs, but to actively trade, I did a trade on Scottrade. I bought a stock. I got a confirmation 3 minutes later, and it was $300 more than when I originally put the order. If I did that trade on a direct access system, I would have got executed right away. But because I have my IRA with them and I have really no choice to trade with them because of that, where I'm kind of handcuffed because I can't use a direct access system on my IRA, I got to deal with that guy, and he just made $300 on me. Now, what's more important? A guy ripping me off for 30 cents, excuse my French, or the guy that just made $300. So the thing is this, if you are an active trader, direct access is what you need. The difference between direct access and online brokers is like driving your own car. Online brokers are like public transportation. Direct access is like driving your own car. Now, the thing that I kind of show students, my students that I train every day, and you're all welcome to come and join me, is that I don't know if anyone here has ever seen live orders. What it's like to post a live order in the market like a true market maker. Now, the market's closed right now. I invite all of you to come and join me on Monday. I run a professional trading room. You could see what it's like to put live trading orders, see what it's like to have a seat on the exchange from your own luxury of your own house. So there's a lot of things, you know, that you have control over that some of you guys really don't know that even exists. And one of them is having a direct access system. Now, with a direct access system, you also got to learn how to drive the car. And driving the car is key. So let's talk about driving the car. What are the most important vehicles that come with a direct access system? And it's not level 2. I don't know if anyone here ever heard of level 2, but the problem with level 2 is the data that you're getting off level 2 is not the full data. You're not getting the right data. Because when I first started with level 2, it was $800 to buy it a month. Now you get it for free. Well, market makers are not going to tell you now that they're being exposed, of what they really want to buy and sell. So what they're doing is they're routing offers to something called total view. Now, what total view is, I like to call it as level 3. Total view is giving you 20 times more data. Now, common sense question. How do stocks go up and down in the market? Or anything, futures, Forex, anything. Supply and demand, right? Well, with supply and demand, wouldn't it be, I mean, think about it. How valuable would it be for you to see the supply and demand? If you were able to see 70% of the volume of a stock that you're trading right now, how valuable is that to you? How much smarter trades would you have made? How many times have you done a trade and as soon as you bought it, the thing went down? And as soon as you sold it, it went up, thinking that someone's watching you? You know what? Nobody's watching you. You just didn't have the right data. You know? And that is the things that we try to teach you here in Cyber Trading University. So with high-frequency trades, you make smarter trading decisions by having not just the information, but the right information. And this quote is directly off the NASDAQ website. Now let's talk about an HFT. What is an HFT? Okay, basically an HFT is a high-frequency trade. It's a big order. It's where institutions put big block orders. And here's an example of a chart. Now, if you look right here, ladies and gentlemen, on this chart right here, you could see that that's a resistance levels. And you could see that, hold on, let me get my crayons out here. So you can see how the stock hit a resistance levels right here. Stock went up, stock went down. Hit a support level, stock went up. And when the stock hits up, what is it supposed to do? Go down. Why? Because in theory, that resistance would be the new resistance. Well, what is the resistance levels? These are sellers, these are buyers, right? So you have to look for the seller. Well, we got a 2,000 share seller out there, but there's one problem. On the buy side, there's a 75,000 share buyer. Now, as much as the chart tells you it's a resistance level, as much as the chart will tell you it's going to probably go down, what the chart does not tell you is that the seller that was there at 1245, that could have been a 75,000 share seller, is now a 75,000 share buyer. And how do stocks go up? Supply and demand. And let's all look at it. What do we have? A demand. So what do you think the price of the stock's going to do? go up. Here's another example. Stock right now is trading at $6.23. And if the stock was to go up, for the stock to go up, you need buyers. But the thing that a lot of you make mistakes on is that you never look and have a game plan. And you can, even though you see resistance levels here, what you have to look is, well, what makes that resistance levels here? Why will it stop right at 670? Well, guess what? It won't stop at 670. It's going to stop at 675. So this is the resistance, not this, because there's a 45,000 share seller out there. What's more predominant resistance? A seller at 3,000 or a seller at 45,000? Do you ever do a trade, ladies and gentlemen, and be like, I don't understand. Why did it go to that other price and not the one that Mr. Fibonacci said? Or the one Mr. Bollinger Band said? Why did it stop at a one that they didn't tell me? It's not what they told you, because what they're telling you, ladies and gentlemen, is something, what you're seeing is, what you're seeing right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the sellers that control the market. And that's what you're seeing here, sellers. And sellers are what control the market, and sellers where it's going to give you that game plan, when to get in and when to get out. Here's another example, another high-frequency trade, what we call iceberg orders. Stock's going up. You look at an intraday chart. Well, why did it stop at this price? Because there's a 12,000 share seller out here at 1110. And if it did hit to execute that seller at 12,000, the next seller is going to be at 1120 for 10,000. You see, ladies and gentlemen, think about it. Everyone here, the first thing I know people do is they learn charts. But where does the chart get its data from? It gets it from the buyers and sellers. So next time you do your trade and you look at the chart and you're like, yeah, the chart's telling me that, well, how about checking the order first? Because you know and I know stocks break support and resistance levels all the time. And how does that happen? Due to buyers and sellers. And what are those buyers and sellers are? The high-frequency trades, the iceberg orders. That's what we call them. Here's an example, ladies and gentlemen, of a look at the time right here. It's 10:57. Okay. Now, if you look over here on the chart, you could see that the stock hit resistance levels at $5. It came down to $4.60. Now it's back at $5. Now, you could call yourself a genius all you want and says, oh, you know what, the stock is going down through the resistance. Well, do you know where a chart gets its data from? Time and sales. You see all this red's going on? All that red is telling me is that people are selling it. Buyers are getting executed. How many of you here are using time and sales? Probably not that many. Now, look at the orders. 13,000 share seller at 510, 14,000 share seller at $5. So even though we see resistance levels here, why is it really going down? Not because the chart said so, it's because the seller said so. Now, how much lower is it going to go? Well, if I change the slide here, it's going to go as low as where you find the next biggest buyers. And I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but when you look all the way down here on the buy side, looks like the next significant buyer is 10,000 shares at $4.72, which is basically right here. That buyer is this buyer right here. So you could probably say it'd be 460, but realistically, it's not. Why? Because the buyer said so, not the chart. So when it comes to trading, ladies and gentlemen, you need to have a game plan at all times. You need to see where the buyers are, and that's one of the things I teach everyone, and that's something you probably did not hear on CNBC when they're talking about, you know, all this negativity of front running and is it rigged and all that. At the end of the day, who is it really hurting? It's not hurting you, it's helping you. Let them do all the HFTs all they want, because all that does is causes liquidity. And the more liquidity we get, the more exposure we're going to get. The more exposure we see, the better trades you're going to make. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is something that I teach my students in great detail in the real market hours. Think about it. If you guys made an investment and let me train you to see the high-frequency trades, how much better of a trader would you be today? If you were able to see 70% of the volume, how much better and smarter trades you would have made? Definitely not knowing less, obviously, but learning more to help you see what's happening. Now, at the end of this presentation, I'm going to be done in probably about another 15, 20 minutes, but I want you all to be aware is that at the end of this presentation, if you really, really want to learn high-frequency trades and see real live action, at the end of this presentation, I got a promotion for all of you that I'm going to be offering every one of you a workshop where you could start watching the recordings right now that's going to teach you in detail where to get that data from, how to find it, and how to use it. And let me tell you, that little time that you're going to spend and seeing from that in real detail workshop will change your whole view of how you do your trades every day. Now, not only am I going to teach you how to read ECNs, but I'm also going to teach you time and sales, timing during the day. Now, I don't know how everyone feels about working part-time, but I get people ask me all the time, they say, Fausto, if you're such a great trader, why do you teach? Well, at the end of the day, my mentor always taught me, he says, Fausto, when you start learning how to trade, 90% of your time is education, 10% of your time is trading. Once you spend all that time educating yourself and you learn how to trade, you're going to have a lot of time on your hands. So the thing is this, I enjoy teaching. I love teaching. I love talking to people like you, educating you, making you realize how blind you are, because I was you. I was one of the biggest losers, you know, like that TV show that basically made those same mistakes. I was you 20 years ago, ladies and gentlemen. And what I've learned on the first day in the job, sitting in a webinar just like this, when I started, I should have never made my first trade. And one of the things they always taught me, this is, Fausto, trading is a part-time job. It's not a full-time job. You know, we did a couple of trades today. I don't know, did you guys, anyone here have an execution system up and running? What you could do is you can go to our Twitter page. Actually, let me bring it up for you really quick. Hold on one second. Hopefully everybody can see my Twitter page. Okay. So here's a couple of stocks I want you guys to look at. Okay. These are my tweets that I did for the day. And I'm going to show you, where are we? Right here. This is just for today. Forget about yesterday. You know, let's talk about today. You can look at yesterday. Go check out EJ. EJ, actually, let me bring up the execution system. How about that? Make things a little bit easier. Okay, hopefully everybody can see this screen right here. Let's bring up something a little bit more controllable. EJ was one of our big winners yesterday. You could see EJ on a 2-day chart. We tweeted it right around 2:30. I do a meeting at 2:30, and you could see how the stock went from $10.60 right here, or $10.80, whatever you want to say. From $10.80, the stock had huge high-frequency trade buyers and went from $10.80 to $11. So do the math. 20 cents in an hour, an hour and a half. I mean, 20 cents on 1,000 shares, was that 200 bucks? What is that, 2% on your money? 2% over the course of the year. You do the math. Not bad for a day's pay. A couple of stocks that we traded today. BIOF. Anybody catch this one? Here's a stock that we made a lot of money on it. Not only we did it today, but we also did it in the beginning of the month. Here's a stock that we traded at 9:30. Stock went from $6 in less than an hour, hour and a half, let's say an hour and a half. It went from $6 to $8.40. If you look here on my Twitter page, you could see that I tweeted, where are we? Yeah, right here. I traded the live. This is the BIOF right here. Right there. That was the trade that we tweeted to all our students. Now, and you could see BIOF over here. I kept tweeting it. BIOF still going 5 hours later. Couple of trades that we've traded. But the easiest winner was this one right here. UEPS. That was one of my picks this morning at 9 a.m. before the market opened up. Let's look at that one right there. Let me just bring it up. UEPS. Look at this stock, ladies and gentlemen. This stock gapped down from $9.50, opened up this morning at $5, literally down almost 50%. We all jumped in right around 9 o'clock, 9:30, and we went from $7 all the way to almost $9 a share. Do the math. How much of a move is that? So the thing is this. What I like to teach my students is not how many winners I have, but how few losers that I have, but teaching you and learning how to control losses on the losers and capitalize on the gainers. See, trading is a game. Forex is a game. Options, futures is a game. A lot of you guys here don't know how to play the game because the game that you guys think you're playing is more of an investment. We're not here investing, ladies and gentlemen. We treat trading like a business. So what does BIOF do? I don't care. I don't want to know. What does UEPS do? I don't care. I just want to make money. That's what trading's all about. Because I'm in cash. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to enjoy my weekend and sleep nice, making a day's pay. But the thing is, trading is a part-time job. So timing during the day is very, very critical. So the way getting back to about me trading, I only teach an hour in the morning and 30 minutes into the close. If I do pretty well in the morning, there's no reason to trade in the afternoon. And I try to mentor my students to keep that same routine because that's how the market makes its biggest moves. And there's a reason for that, which obviously I'll train you if anybody wants to learn about it in the workshop that I'm going to offer you. But realistically, that's all you have to do. So when it comes to time and sales, ladies and gentlemen, anyone here, I know a lot of you guys know how to read charts. Well, I don't know if you guys know this, but the charts get its data from time and sales. If you know how to read time and sales, you know exactly what's going to happen in the chart. So the thing is, you need to know how to play the game when it comes to trading. And the two most important things I find to teach my students, and hopefully all of you here are going to make that opportunity in the investment to do the same, you need to shadow high-frequency trades, how it works, and you need to shadow and watch the time and sales. Because that's going to give you the confirmation of where the trades are taking place. Now, if anybody wants to follow me, we also have a couple of free Twitter pages. You can come and follow us. We have go to Cyber Trading U, or you can check our YouTube channel. We have a great YouTube channel. We have hundreds of videos on there also. You know, obviously, feel free to watch them. Doesn't cost you anything. I could just tell you the worst thing that could happen to you by going to these two pages is that you're going to learn something. That's the worst thing that could happen. Imagine the good thing that comes out of it. So if you want to just start out and do your homework to know a little bit about Fausto or Cyber Trading University, who we are, what we're trading, feel free to follow us and be a subscriber to it. But here's a couple of trades. This was a trade from one of our students, Mike 2012. He traded BIOF at the beginning of the year. That was over here. Is this BIOF? Yeah, it's right here. He traded. These people traded BIOF back in January, beginning of April. Stock went from $4 in one day to $8. If you look right there, you could see it. That was the day when they traded it. You can see on the calendar, here's the 31st, and that was the tweet that was done. Actually, Brett, we do a shout out on our Twitter page, Brett N. You could meet any of these people on trading. He made about $30,000 on that trade. And here's the tweet that I did in the morning. That was the big winner right there, BIOF. Now, do I win on all my trades? No. I lose. We all lose. But the thing is, we minimize our losses on the ones that don't move, and we gain and capitalize on the ones that do move. And that's the way how you have to look at it. Now, if anybody here wants to learn how to trade, first of all, you got to realize trading is a job. It's not investing. Number two, you have to learn how to play the game. Number three, you need to realize that this job is one of the best jobs in the world, but you need to make an investment in your business. I don't know anybody that started a business without making any investment in buying product. Well, guess what? You're not buying product. The only product you're buying is knowledge. And one thing you're going to come out of this whole thing is that trading is a lot of fun. And that's the beauty about trading. Now, if anybody wants to get to know a little bit more about dark pools and what they are, feel free. You could send me an email at, hold on, let me give you my email address right here. FaustoPSTQcorp.com. Feel free to email me. And if you want a copy of my slides, if you want to ask me which videos you should watch over the weekend, just send me an email and I'll be happy to send it to you. All right. Now, if you really, really want to learn how to trade, I'm running a promotion right now for all of you. If you want to learn how to trade the market, as in you want to really learn about high-frequency trades, if you really want to learn about time and sales, well, I got a promotion for all of you right here. I'm going to be offering 2 workshops. You're going to get 2 of them, not 1, 2, for $49. I originally charged $4.99, which was the live class, but I'm giving you the recorded version, the archive version, which is still just as good, just not there live, for $49. So you're getting 2 workshops for $49. It's going to teach you high-frequency trades, and it's going to talk to you about time and sales. And then what I recommend all of you to do is when you watch these recordings, call us on Monday, talk to one of the instructors, the education advisors, and they'll be able to answer your questions a little bit more detail about what you learned. So you'll have a Q&A also with an instructor. Great deal. I mean, we actually never ever offered a product like this so cheap. But you know what? Some of you really need to know what it's like to be in the game. So I'm really giving you a good promotion here to kind of sample us out and see if you like it. So if you learned anything here now, imagine what you'll learn in an actual paid course for 1/10 of the price that we originally charged. So all you need to do, ladies and gentlemen, give us a call at 877-70-CYBER, or what you could do, which is even easier, just go to our homepage or our website at cybertradinguniversity.com. Where am I? There I am. Right here on the home page of the website, just click where it says, it's the first one that comes up, or you can click on the quick links where it says sign me up for 2 of Fausto's workshops at $49 right there. All right? That said, ladies and gentlemen, any questions that I can answer? Sorry to cut it short, but I just found out that we're throwing my father's 85th birthday, so I would love to talk for about another 10-15 minutes, and I apologize to the MTI that I would have to cut this short, but I had an emergency that just came up. But anybody has any questions about what we talked about, the high-frequency trades, the time and sales, about learning, and about the Q&A, or about the webinar? Any questions? Let me just bring this up over here. Just click on this on the quick 2 quick links, and this is basically will give you a little explanation of what you're going to learn and what you're going to get. All right, then. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. I know MTI has closing out the meeting. I think you got another speaker that's coming up right after me. But listen, I know it's Thursday. Tomorrow the stock market is closed. I know Forex is not, but the stock market is here. Typically not a national holiday. Vote on the New York Stock Exchange every year about it, so it is closed. So for anyone that's on Good Friday, happy Good Friday and happy Easter for all of you. And last but not least, I hope I get the opportunity to teach every single one of you how to do this, because remember, trading is one of the best jobs. And every single one of you here need to learn a little bit about everything. You all need to learn about Forex. You all need to learn about stocks. You all need to learn about options. And then eventually you'll find what's best in your schedule. So it's okay to take different courses from every one of us. Every speaker here, sample us out, all of them. Okay, we had some great speakers here today. And you know what? Find the one that works best for you. But when you find that person that you like, stick with him, work with him. And the more you work with that instructor, the better you're going to be at your trading, because eventually you'll figure out it's like a light bulb, and you figure it out on your own. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate everybody coming. Thanks, Em, for having me again. Everyone, happy holidays. Have a good weekend. And hopefully look forward to teaching you. Happy trading.